Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at another cryptic crossword. Today is going to be a beginner's crossword from the Lovatts website. If you want to play along yourself, there is a link in the description. We're going to look at the Tuesday crossword from the 6th of May. So, without further ado, let's get started. So the trick with a cryptic crossword is that all of the clues have two clues. You generally have one straightforward definition and then one piece of wordplay. That can be in a variety of ways. Let's try and find a way to get into this grid, and then we'll explain. Suddenly begin a prison escape. Twice as much. To be loud and wayward. Twice as much. Double? Yes. Okay, so with this one here is a good example of that. We've got one definition, a straightforward definition, which is usually at the start or end of the clue. Here we have the definition twice as much. We also then have a piece of wordplay. To be loud and wayward. The word to there is just joining the two parts of the clue together. But be loud, we're going to treat that in a wayward way. We're going to take those letters and move them around. We're going to get double, which means twice as much. One thing that does make Lovatts a particularly friendly beginner crossword is if you get the right answer for a clue, it does highlight it for you. So makes it somewhat easier working through. A reservoir auction turns to water. A reservoir could be a dam. Turns to water. Adam's ale. Is that a thing? Auction could be a sale, so that feels sensible. Now I will say I've not heard the phrase Adam's ale. Maybe I haven't. I got the phrase from somewhere, but I'm not aware of it, and if asked I wouldn't know what it meant. But let's put it in. And that's one of the other good things about a cryptic crossword. You don't need to know your straightforward definition. So in this case, our wordplay is a reservoir auction, and I've put in a dam sale. That gives us that was our wordplay. It gives us our straightforward definition. Turns to water, Adam's ale, which I did not know, but could take a reasonable guess at. Okay, 7 down. CL possesses buffoons. CL possesses buffoons. What would a buffoon be? CL possesses buffoons. Okay. So I was looking at the word possesses. I was thinking, could that be a positional indicator? If one word possesses another, does it have that inside of it? Can I think of a word for buffoons that would go inside the word L? Now that would only leave a 2-letter word for buffoons, because L would be a proper noun. There's not much you can do with that. That's not what's happening. The word C here, and in fact the word L, are acting as homophones, where you're taking what that sounds like, C and L, and then we're looking for a synonym for possesses, a word that means possesses. Let's go with owns, and that gives us clowns, another word for buffoons. Got a crossing word here, badly shaken. That feels like it could be an anagram indicator. When odd man recycles. Odd also feels like it could be an anagram indicator. Man recycles could be an anagram indicator. Outgrown garment. So I'm looking at this, I'm seeing the structure of the answer, 4 letters, 2 letters, 4 letters, and the M and W. I'm thinking that's probably hand-me-down. I should only really put that in if I can justify it. It matters a bit less in Lovatts because I can see if it's the right answer, but good practice to only put things in when you know it. And also I'm just interested to see what we get. So hand me down, badly shaken, hand me... Yeah, when odd man is an anagram of hand me down, that is badly shaken. And recycles outgrown garment is a hand me down, and that is the definition. In memo, there was mention of she who pours the tea. Okay, so this is a different sort of clue. This is a hidden clue. The answer is mother. And why is it mother? So the word in here is doing quite a lot for such a little. In memo there, in memo there was. So naturally when you read it, in memo there was mention of she who pours the tea. We've got a note, talks about someone pouring tea. Like the surface reading of that makes sense as a sentence. We're going to pass that very differently. So in memo there was mention of she who pours tea. Was there is just joining the two bits here. In, we're looking inside the words memo there, and we get mo from memo, ther from there, gives us mother, which is she who pours the tea. Shall I be mother? Apparently wrecked a clergyman. Okay, so I was trying to read that in a way that would help me understand it, but I broke it in exactly the wrong place. So wrecked a or wrecked a is going to, the word apparently here is indicating, it's not a great indication, but good enough, indicating a homophone. So we're going for rector, which is a clergyman. One who tantalizes with wickedness to obtain a set of cups and teapot. Tea service? One who tantalizes with wickedness. I think that's right. Oh, one who tantalizes is a tease with wickedness. One who tantalizes is a teaser, sorry, not tease. And vice is wickedness, which is tea service. And one thing that is worth noting here is where I've only used crossing letters, even then I've gone from one corner of the quid all the way down. I am just going all over the place here. So what do I like? 5 letters. This could be okay. Mother's little bed. So I don't think this one actually technically is a cryptic crossword. It doesn't feel like it's got the 2 clues in there. And it doesn't feel like it's got it feels like it's missing a definition. So mothers, short synonym for mothers would be Mars. Something belongs to mother, it belongs to Mars. And a little bed is cot. But mother is not a mascot. Little is not a mascot. Bed is not a mascot, and no combination of those words is. I think that clue might have had a bit removed out of it. Anyway, moving on. Turkish ruler, Oda, who consorts with a dried grape. Oh, okay. Again, just because I don't know one part of the clue doesn't mean I don't know the other. And actually, I think this is not too bad. So a Turkish leader is going to be a sultan. Turkish ruler, sorry, as a sultan, but a Turkish ruler who consorts is going to be the female equivalent, a sultana, and a dried grape is going to be a sultana. Oh, sorry, no. No, sorry. The number of letters in who consorts with a dried grape. Well, it's sultan then. I misread that a little bit, or misread the number of letters at least. So a dried grape is a sultana. We're taking the A off. So it feels like the clue has got the letter A in there from A dried grape, but the bits are in the wrong order. Again, it just feels a little bit sloppy to me. School gathering around messy lab. Around messy lab. So messy lab does have 8 letters. Well, messy is an anagram indicator. Around could be. And school gathering. Could we have? Well, with a Y, that's likely to be at the end. Law of averages. Okay, this is going to be assembly. There we go. Got 2 crossing letters here now, so let's go. Lucky plant. Clover has chlorophyll leaving initials on other side of page. Chlorophyll on other side of page. Chlorophyll leaving initials on other side of page. Okay, yeah, it's clover leaf, isn't it? So chlorophyll leaving initials. We're taking the initials of chlorophyll. A little dodgy maybe. It's because it's just the C and the L. I wouldn't say it's the initials, I would say it's the ends of it. And then other side of page is over leaf, and that gives us clover leaf, which is a lucky plant. 3 crossing letters here. 51 Romans feels like it's Roman numerals, so that is LI. To scold and set free. If you scold something, you berate it, and that means, and that gives us liberate, which means to set free. Got 2 crossing letters here, so let's go. Normally, with America, you join forces. So America, some short acronyms for that, could be US. If we think that's the case, it can't really go at the end because of what we've got here. So US, and if that's going at the beginning, then this is last bit of the clue should also be wordplay. So so what we've got, oh, U is just the letter U, same as what we had up in the top right. And then if you join forces, you ally with someone, and that gives us usually, which does mean normally. We got 2 crossing letters here, but they are at the end. I don't really like that. What household boss wears in exotic US resort? I pronounce that resort, but resort. So exotic and resort could mean that this is an anagram. And actually, if so, resort is 6 letters, exotic is also 6, but if we anagram resort and US, then I think we get trousers, which is what a household boss colloquially wears. Dollar with a U, with a 4-letter word that's U, buck. That gets passed to avoid responsibility. Yes, you pass the buck, and the buck stops here, so that makes sense. Coil of wool kept inside, thanks. Kept. So we've got a K here, the word inside. So I don't know this word. My guess is with that K, we're looking, and the word inside, we're looking for a 4-letter word that is inside part of this. Now, that's either going to be inside wool kept, giving us ulk, which should mean thanks. I don't know that one. Or this is a 4-letter word inside thanks, meaning coil of wool, meaning which gives us Hank. Now I think that that is more likely substantially, and I'm going to write it in, but then let's look that up in a dictionary, because that is an unusual word. A coil of thread. So it means exactly that. Okay. Suddenly began a prison escape. Surface reading of that is very reasonable. Like, it feels like a proper sentence, but that, given the letters we've got as well, if something suddenly begins, it breaks out. And if you're in a prison escape, you're in a breakout. So that is a double definition. We've got a definition of the same word, the same phrase here at the start and the end of the clue. Watch and do nothing, or be ready to help. That's very similar actually to that last one. So if you watch and do nothing, then you stand by. And if you are ready to help, then you are on standby. Wield a husk bowl. Wield a husk bowl. Oh, I'm not seeing this. If you wield something, you bear it. Wield a husk. I'm not seeing it. We'll come back to that. We might get it then. Now, on saying we'd gone down here, we've come back up the same way. Where should we go from here? Should we try this one, which we've not tried before? Ruddy Buddy. Okay, I love that. After 2 false starts, became an old fogey. Okay, so Ruddy Buddy with 2 false starts. We're going to take the starts of the phrase ruddy and buddy, the R and the B. We're going to change those with different letters. We're going to get a phrase meaning an old fogey. So I can think of one, fuddy duddy. Now I think this is one of those phrases where if there's an American watching, they're going to say that sounds ridiculous. Wield a husk bowl. Oh, this is really bad if we can't get it, because we've got all the crossing letters now. There's no more clues to come. Wield a husk bowl. So beer, a husk. Something's a husk, then it's like bare dusk. We'll come back to that, see if inspiration strikes. What girls did with curls, according to strange Mr. Hyde. So Mr. Hyde, you're thinking Dr. Jekyll, but I think actually strange Mr. Hyde is indicating we're going to anagram Mr. Hyde and get what girls did with curls. What do they do? Dry. What could girls do to curls? Could curls mean something other than hair? They dry 'em. Dried 'em. No, we're using the D. Dry hem. We might come back to that. It was going so well. Some 50 pesetas. I'm thinking we're taking part of 50 pesetas needed to prepare for publishing. We've got the Y here, so let's just type in that typeset, which is something you would need to prepare for publishing. Yeah, that is very reasonable. Okay, disprove the fact that repute changes from quiet to loud. Okay, so repute changes. We're going to change the word repute and want something that means quiet, and we're going to change it to loud. Now, P, we might be able to see in the dictionary, means quiet. We're not seeing it there. Oh, we're not seeing it there. So it's this musical notation. But P means quiet, PP means very quiet. So if we take repute, we can turn it to refute. And part of what helped me there was we had the F in the right place. Tempting to get into authentic ingredients. So into here is making me think again of a hidden clue. We do have enticing hidden within authentic ingredients. Entic-ing, enticing. Okay, formerly held in concert. There's a lot of hiddens here. Again, the word in is... So formerly held in concert, again, very nice surface reading. It doesn't feel like it's a word trick. But held in concert, we've got the word once, which does mean formally. Burden on you and me. So we're taking the word on as it is there. You and me, a synonym for that. Us, giving us onus, which is a burden. I hear, sounds, so a sound word could easily be a homophone. I hear that freak went to pay regular visits. That frequent, yes. I was saying the word regular there. I was thinking, could that mean that we're taking like all of the even letters or all of the odd letters? But frequent is the answer. Meaning regular visits. What girls did with curls? Okay, so we're still okay here. Curls does mean something else. I mean, it doesn't mean something else, but we're getting something else here. Given what we've got, the thing that curls and girls do, or curls does with curls, is it rhymes. Rhymes present tense, rhymed past tense. So again, just using the Lovatts piece that it gives, tells us the correct answer. Dismiss from game for farewell party. Okay, and given, I mean, I'm a little surprised this is described as one 7-letter word. I think this should be 2. But we've got off and we've got send. Did that in a weird way. If you dismiss someone from the game, then whether that is cricket, batter being out, whether that is football, getting a red card, that player is sent off. And a farewell party is a send-off. So back to this one here that we weren't sure of. If you wield something, you bear it. If something is a husk, then it's like dust. Yeah, that was a little bit. Bread, no. Wield. I do like bear, but what is a husk? A husk bowl. A bowl could be a dish. Oh, which part of this don't I like? Ah, okay. Now I've got that far, I can see what it's going to be. So I was thinking that wield was the start of this, and husk was the second part, with bowl being the definition. Actually, what I've done here is I've taken wield and done some wordplay with that. I've taken bowl and some wordplay with that. And I'm kind of going, well, the middle bit then is what I've got left. I like dish at the end. And actually, if you've got a husk, we can say that is bran is a synonym for that. So that's going to give us brandish, meaning to wield. And that's our answer. That gives us that in 25 minutes. You know, we're not going to do it in a world-beating time here. We have done it, talking through some of the bits at length. You know, some of those clues will take exactly that amount of time if they take time to see. Some of them, you know, are potentially a 5-second that we talk about for 30 seconds. So not going to be world beating. I think it's going to be sort of lowest 10 percentile, something like that. Yeah, that's exactly right. But it is worth bearing in mind that this is a self-selecting crowd, isn't it? It's only people who've completed it without any clues that get that far and are counted in that. So I don't think it's too bad, but hey, instructional rather than record setting. Okay, if you liked what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. And yeah, catch you next time for some more cryptic crosswords.